Good morning, good afternoon, depending on wherever you at the time this recording. This is episode 135 of the Restricted Zone podcast. And it's been about a good 2 weeks now. So we're back at it with some football for you guys. Kyrie, introduce yourself to the people, man.
Fellas, glad to be back, man. Let's get to it. Yo, if you tuning in, like, comment, subscribe, man. We need it. We just hit 150 subscribers. I'm trying to hit 200 within the next month. Let's go. Like, comment, subscribe.
We hit 150 on the YouTube side, looking pretty good for us, man. We're just looking forward to keep going up. K Dot, introduce yourself to the people, man.
You already know who it is. Smartest man on the podcast, as I always say.
Smartest man in the podcast. Yes, sir. Right here, live at Johnny. Introduce yourself to the people, man.
Hello, world. Just Johnny tapping in again, baby. Listen, I'm just an analyst, not an advocate. Just an analyst.
Just it's not the, just the advocate.
2 weeks, yeah, we back, man. Go Birds, 6-1. How about that, guys? Top of the division.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
it's a lot to talk about, but we're gonna dive straight to it, man. We're gonna talk about our hometown team, the team most of us are from, originated from Philadelphia, the Philadelphia Eagles, man. Fly Eagles, fly. Listen, they made a statement win against the Dolphins, looking pretty good after that
On
collect.
Kelly Green night.
Yes, and he got the hat too. Representing right now. Come on, Eagles. Let's get endorsement going on. But listen, man.
For real.
The Jets, they kind of kicked their ass. Not really kicked their ass, but we played down to their level. Kind of disappointing. But we made a win with the Dolphins. I got something for you guys. A lot of questions. A lot of people came into the season thought the Eagles offense would be really dynamic and explosive. So far going into the game, about 5, 6 games in, I'd say it's pretty we got weapons. We can utilize them. We got a lot of varieties in the way we can attack. It's not as dynamic and explosive people originally thought it would be, considering AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. Those guys aren't really having the subpar. Well, they're really just having not too great of a season, if you ask me. But some might say, hey, yeah, it's only a matter of time. Just what's your thoughts on the Eagles and how they could keep this going in terms of momentum, stacking up against wins because they got more fiercer competition down the line. I think who they play in the next 2 games, they got a tough schedule, so it's pretty tough.
I'll go ahead first. Just because one thing that I noticed over the past couple of weeks is, and that I really like about the Eagles so far, and I can see them using this to continue improving it, to continue to kind of shut those doubters up, is that Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown connection. It wasn't really going that smooth the first couple of weeks. We saw them have the big blow up on the sidelines. I think week 1 or week 2 or something like that. But
Right.
that connection has been reinitialized, and he's using AJ Brown as the weapon that he is, the big physical wide receiver that he is, and it's been working well. When AJ Brown plays well, and when AJ Brown is scoring and getting yardage, that's when we look like we're at our best. So I think that's been one of the main things, and I guess the Eagles kind of our offense kind of sharpening, our offense getting better. Has been that connection right there. Also, even though he's tailed off a little bit, DeAndre Swift emerging as a very good back over here after he left a lot of questions, a lot of stuff on the table in Detroit. He came over here, he had a really good like a lot of good games. He had that big breakout game against the Vikings. He's been another big part. And we haven't really got much from Gainwell, but him
Mm.
alone as our running back, we've got a lot from him. We've been able to ride him as our primary back. But for the most part, I'm pretty satisfied with what I've seen from our offense so far. Our O line dealt with some injuries, a little nick there to Lane Johnson. I think somebody else might have went down, so I can't remember off the top of my head. But for the most part, we've been playing good. Um, I kind of miss seeing Jalen run a little bit more and having more plays designed for him to get out there and use his legs. But I think with the new system this year, the new OC this year, they're kind of focused on, or they're mainly focused on preserving him and keeping his legs and keeping his body right for the playoffs because we're expecting to go deep again. We're expecting Super Bowl again. So I see why they're kind of limiting him and not using him so much in that sense. But I do miss seeing Jalen Hurts go out there because I think that kind of puts our offense to another level too because it's just somebody else they got to worry about on the ground. So yeah, that's my little synopsis on the Eagles. I didn't want to take up too much time, but I definitely want to hear what you guys got to say because I'm feeling this right now. I ain't gonna hold.
All right, Kendrick, I'm gonna swing it to you, but before Johnny, before we get into the first one, Kendrick, just what's your thoughts on the Eagles' offense and how those guys can remain as competitors and for the long haul, especially when the season
Um,
consistent but okay, not dynamic but consistent.
so I mean, pick up ball. I think the Eagles' offense is cool. I feel like I still want us to really improve in our red zone efficiency
Yeah,
because I feel like it's just the play calling. Because I mean, we got some big body receivers. Like we have AJ Brown, who's a big body, and then we also have Dallas Goddard that that we can utilize there. And I feel like we need to start utilizing that more and being just more efficient there. Because I'm really sick and tired of seeing it's third and goal and we got like seven to 10 yards to go, and it's like, oh yeah, let's cook up a QB draw. It's just
Right.
aggravating because it's like we why is that just the automatic go to on third and goal like QB draw? It's just those things that just aggravate me with that. And overall, I really feel like our offense is starting to pick up. AJ Brown's really finding his stride. He's been last 5 games. He's had over 125 yards. Um, with and like Devontae Smith is starting to tail off at the end, but I just feel like it's starting to see. Like I feel like oh shit. Um,
Man was cooking so much, he about to burn the house down.
I know he has some stuff. Johnny, I'm gonna swing it to you, Johnny. Then Kendrick could come back handling what he has to handle. Go ahead, Johnny. Just give us some thoughts on the Eagles' offense, and what you think they can improve on. Wait, Kendrick's back.
hold on, Johnny.
Kendrick's
Hold on,
back.
my fault. Real quick. No, but basically, I feel like Devontae Smith is tailing off, but I also don't think I don't even think he's tailing off as big as people may think how he was before. It's just people are now their defensive coverage is changing. Now they don't want to give up the deep ball because Devontae Smith was cooking teams on the deep ball, and that's how we were using him. But now they're dropping so back far in coverage that Devontae can't really be utilized like that. And it's like AJ Brown. It opened up the field for AJ Brown, so I feel like that's why he's able to hoop the way he's doing. And our run game is they're starting to like attack our run game a little bit better, and that's why it's also allowing AJ Brown to open up and Dallas Goedert to start opening up and playing better as well. So which I feel like our run game is still good. Our run game can still go out and dominate and we can still move the ball on the ground. It's just it's like looking like we're coming together and looking more complete, and we're looking more like last year, where it's like each game is different on how we succeed. So it's like before last season, you would see us run the ball a lot, and then we would dominate, and then you would see us pass the ball a lot because we would dominate there, and we're starting to pick that back up. We're starting to re-identify ourselves, being able to do one or the other depending on how the game is approached. Also, I don't mind Jalen Hurts not running as much because last game he came in the second half had that knee brace on and
Right.
everything. So I really don't mind preserving him and having him run later in the season because it's just like I'd rather see him run later in the season than early in the season because okay, I'd rather you check it down, throw it out of bounds because listen, our offense is so dynamic that I really feel like once we get the ball moving and once we get that momentum going, we're good. So that's why I'm like, let Jalen Hurts reserve. Let him be a pocket passer. Let him scramble if he has to, not
Mm,
designate him to scramble all the time.
that's fair. That's fair. I don't disagree with you, Kendrick. That's fair. Johnny, let's swing it to you. Just your thoughts on the Eagles' offense. You know what I mean? What's your reaction?
Well, so I said it before when after week one, and I'll say it again. This is what happens when you don't play your starters in preseason. But
Mm,
now, where are we now, right? I feel like we're starting to slowly finally come along. I feel like this type of offense should have happened 3 weeks ago had we had been more prepared in the offseason, but that's neither here nor there. My main point with the Eagles and where we might be headed, where we at right now, it's like I'm not as sold as I was last year, but I am extremely thankful because I believe in progress. And the one thing Sirianni presses on it, Jalen Hurts talks about it, Lane Johnson, Kelsey, all of the Eagles leaders, coaches, they talk about it, is progressing. They always talk about one game at a time. They always talk about we're not thinking about the Super Bowl right now. And honestly, they're playing like it. The game that Jalen Hurts played the week prior against the New York Jets, the offense overall, the play call, the defense, heck of a stand by the defense, but just the offensive display compared to the display that they had on Sunday night against the Miami Dolphins, that's the symbol of progression. That's what makes me believe that what they're preaching all the time to the media. Because we're finally starting to get it. Jalen Hurts, 279 yards, two touchdowns. Uh, AJ Brown, almost 200 yards of offense. And we had Dallas Goddard so heavily involved. I don't know if it was because it was National Tight End Day, Kelly Green night, or whatever. But I telling you, the way that we had him involved was it should have happened 3 weeks ago. That
Right.
definitely helped. Ran the ball way more. Swift, honestly, I love Kenny Gainwell, but there was a nickname. I went to the game, guys, on Kelly Green night, and the fans were cheering Kenny No Gainwell. That's his new nickname in Philadelphia because Swift, it was hilarious because it's true. I'm sorry, I don't know what they saw in Kenny Gainwell, but we saw it since week 1 with the Patriots. Swift should have started. He should be the main carrier. Jalen Hurts should be second option. Swift should be the main carrier. Kenny Gainwell, God bless you for the touchdown, brother. But at the same time, run the football to Swift.
Mm.
Run the darn football. Involve your tight ends. Get your receivers in. But the play calling was way better. And I feel like we don't when the Eagles do this, guys. We seem like we play the competition. We dropped that game against the Jets, but as soon as with the Miami Dolphins coming, a 5-1 team, we get things together. I don't know why it's like that. I don't know why we like it like that, but it seems like we're finally starting to get it together. And more importantly, defensively. My last note, defensively. Like, man, talk about being the anchor. They've been holding us down. They held. Let's not forget who the Miami Dolphins are, guys. Coming into that game and going forward this year, they're going to be a top five, if not top eight, top seven scoring offense in the league. Most
Right.
likely top five or lower. We held them to 4 for 11 on third down efficiency, 244 total yards.
Right.
Despite Tyreek Hill's touchdown and 80 plus 88 yards, almost 90. Despite Jalen Waddle, despite the excellent play calling, because the fact that how Miami designed their plays to get to the sideline on us, it killed us. But second half adjustments. So at the end of the day, I will say we're finally starting to get it together. I'm not as sold as I was last year, but this is what happens when you don't play your starters, man, early. But I feel like we're finally starting to get it together, guys. 6-1 feels good, right?
It feels good. Listen, man, we do got one
Hold
records right now in the
on.
league. Go ahead, BK.
I did want to jump back in, pick up
Go ahead.
what Johnny just said.
All right.
Another thing is about the Dolphins and about that whole game and about the Eagles. I feel like you brought up the Jets, and I like that because honestly, I think the Eagles needed to lose to a team, and I think the Jets was the perfect team to lose to because
Mm-hmm.
they needed that kick in the ass because it needed to happen, and I'd rather it happen sooner rather than later, solely because we were not executing. We were not playing well. We need to be held accountable. How can you hold yourself accountable if you're winning the game? You feel me? It's like you
Yeah.
can only hold yourself so much accountable when you're like, "Well, we still got the win," you know. At the end of the day, we still got the win. But that loss to the Jets really showed them like, "Oh, we really got to pick it up." Our defense don't need to do nothing because our defense, even though they're injured and like we got some injuries in our secondary, they still play well. They still come out and do their job. So it's like offense. We're looking at you. What are you doing to fix that so it can be cohesive, so it can mesh well together and feed off of each other.
And that includes
Another thing,
negating turnovers, too. Real quick, that includes negating turnovers. A lot of turnovers by Jalen Hurts lately. A lot. Got to negate those.
very true. And then also speaking on the Dolphin side of things, let's be honest. They have 5 wins. I gotta be honest. Out of those 5 wins, I'm feeling like 4 of them was really like a little bit easy versus the Chargers. The Chargers is a good team. That deep, I don't know. They
They don't got
offense will
no
go pound for
defense.
pound, but
Yeah.
defense
They,
looking like
they put
Yeah.
40 on the
looking like a
Bills.
traffic cone.
They put 40 on the Bills. I think more. Wait, how much they blew the Bills out by? That put them
Ain't
Uh,
on
the
the
Bills?
map.
Ain't the Bills blow them out?
No, the
The,
Bill. Yeah, they lost to the Bills before their
yeah,
first loss. Their only loss
Who
before
they
us was the Bills.
stopped? They put like well, it was like a
they
50.
Oh, it was the Broncos.
with the
It was
Broncos.
the
They
Broncos who
beat
they
them.
beat.
Oh, okay, that don't count. My fault.
And they
They ran
garbage.
the table one time.
But I will get the Dolphins credit though, because even though those wins were a little bit easy, they didn't look good at all against the Bills. That loss was bad. Their speed overall makes them such a dangerous offensive team. Like
Right.
I honestly didn't think we were going into that game. I didn't think we'd be able to contain that Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Raheem Mostert. I
Mm,
didn't think Braxton Berrios even. I didn't think we'd be able to contain all that speed because we have, at least from what I see on the defensive end, sometimes we go through spouts where, like last year, we can't tackle guys and our tackles are clean and we allow guys to get yards after the catch like
that's true.
consistently. And if that wasn't happening, like you said, Tyreek Hill only had 88 yards. He got 11 catch, like I think like 11 catches or something like that in the tug, but he couldn't break free like that. Jalen Waddle had 6 catches for like 66 yards or something like that. Couldn't
Right.
break free though. They couldn't use that
But
speed to.
Timely
but
What?
stops.
Waddle did have a back problem though. Waddle did have that back
Well,
problem
he
in that
was
game.
hurt. I
But
remember them
also,
saying that. Yeah, I remember, he was hurt. But even
But I
then, but
will say,
even with Mostert because Mostert been killing this whole season. And once he seen our front line, yo, there wasn't nothing he could do. There wasn't nothing he could do with them for real, for real. He cannot break free.
mm,
listen, we
Eh,
we stopped the number one rush team in the NFL because they was averaging about, I think they averaged about like 200, maybe 200-300 yards a
About,
game. They held them to
about five and a half.
45 yards. If you go look back at the total yards, they had like you looking at 250, 200, 345, some
Mm-hmm.
ridiculous numbers as a running team, and we held them to 45 yards. That
Yep.
just says a lot about our front seven coming together. Even though our linebackers is our weakest point in our defense, it still looked good because we still had N'Kobe Dean. He came back. We
He
got
made a
Cunningham.
play.
Mm-hmm.
So they're making plays and they're
Nolan
doing it,
Smith went in there,
and
got
that's
his
what it's
first sack of the
Nolan
season.
Smith.
Yep. Right.
easy. And that's what's so dangerous about it. And speaking on the defense, we really just picked up the top three safety in the league.
right. Talk about the trades, man. We've been making
Shout out to
moves
them Titans, man.
front
Shout out to them Titans, bro,
Titans
for
the
real.
plug. Titans
You
the
know
Two
plug.
times. That's twice. That's twice, right, y'all?
what? Shout out to them, though. That's all I gotta say. Shout out to them.
Titans, man. Can't thank y'all enough.
But
Seriously.
like, and can I just add to that, like, heck of a name, Kenneth Byard? Can I just add, like, this guy is a like premature monster, bruh. In addition to the fact that the Eagles held the Dolphins to 4 for 11 on third down with timely stops, adding this safety, all pro safety, I'm talking 40 tackles one year, 62 tackles, 8 picks, four picks, 60 tackles, 13 pass defenses, 68 tackles. This guy, and on top of that, his durability. It's my favorite thing about this guy. He plays 17, 18. He maybe misses one game every other season. This guy, he's durable, he's consistent. Kenneth Byard, bro. Harvey Roseman, what is wrong? Well, how does he do it? How does he keep doing it, guys?
I'm looking at the Eagles front office and saying, and I'm looking at the Sixers front office. I'm saying, damn.
And
Don't you dare bring up that
we even
team.
mentioned them grabbing Julio. That wasn't nothing too crazy, but them even grabbing Julio, like just
Just
fresh off
grab
the
him.
couch, like what?
Possession
Hold on.
receiver.
Wait a minute.
It's depth, receiving depth. There's another vet in there too. Like,
Hold on. Wait a minute. Like this guy's really making some moves. So listen. Wait. Chris hopped on. Hey, Chris, introduce yourself to the people, man. Get yourself out there.
The Raiders have entered the building. The Raiders. I'm just saying Tyler Badgett. Who was he?
Listen,
All right. We ain't even got to do all that.
all right, but listen, Chris. I want to swing it to you first before I swing it to everybody else. So, Chris, just what's your thoughts on some of the trades the Eagles been making? I mean, they've been ramping up, get done to keep themselves, to get that title at the end of the day. They're making the right moves, in my opinion. Just what's your thoughts on that? What's your reaction?
I did see that. I thought it was false news.
Right. That's,
You know,
that's
he's an opportunist. How we gonna hear that?
yeah, the Swift thing was more like a risk that paid off for real
mm,
so far.
hey, certainly doesn't hurt. Not at all. Not at all. All right. Kyrie, just give me your thoughts on the trades. What's your reaction? And how does it improve the team?
Yeah, I mean, it, there's not a lot that hasn't been said already for real by Kevin Byard. Like Johnny mentioned, his his ability to break up plays, his ability to break up passes, just be a pest on it at that safety position back there, and he just makes so much more of an impact that we haven't really had consistently back there. So I definitely think that upgrades us, and it's gonna be fun to watch. Like that's what I got to say.
All right, Johnny. Before I swing it to Kendrick, you want to add any 2 cents? Before we get to the last.
Not, that's pretty much it. Sean Desai, and I real quick, I love the team he came to. Obviously, because he's familiar with AJ Brown, but Sean Desai, our defensive coordinator, is going to have a ball with this guy. He
Mm,
loves blitzing. He loves using D backs. He works very well with secondary players in the secondary, and I think these guys are just going to connect. It's gonna remind him of. Now, I don't think he was the coordinator when Chancellor was there for the Seahawks, but even still, you get my point, man. I'm like, this guy has been, but like I say, his durability, bro. He plays football games. I'm
right,
really confident in not having to worry about, oh my God, is he going to play? Because God knows Avante Maddox has given us that problem way too much. Like, you're
right.
so good, but you just don't play. It just, I love the durability and the consistency of the play with the durability. Bro, through 6 games this year, he's already got 30 tackles. Through six
Right.
games this year, he's already got 30 tackles by himself. Like, I'm very, peace of mind is set. Thank you, Howard.
Howie, what a guy. What a guy. Kendrick, anything else before we go to the last topic? All right, let's dive into it. The last topic of this episode. A lot of positives, a lot of things to look finally off. Because we're the Eagles. Unlike some guys with some teams, we're not gonna do that. But of course,
Why? We didn't. No, it's not what my client means to say. The Eagles show progression. Good teams don't have losing streaks. It's what he means to say. And what my client means to say.
I didn't say anything. Get a little too. You getting a little. I don't know what got you so defensive. I didn't
We'll
say
be
anything.
on. For those of you who do restrictions on podcasts, we're doing MLB tomorrow.
I
That segment's tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow for that segment that Chris is referring to. In the meantime, we're not talking about that. Chris
all
Carson.
right, Kendrick. I'm gonna sling it to you, and it's about what teams that should be looking to sell or buy. In your opinion, what franchises right now? Your thoughts? You might be looking to buy, or you would be looking to sell. Just give me your thoughts. Break it down to me.
Um, let's see. I gotta be honest.
Talk to me. It's gonna be wild.
It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild. Do I have? Listen, what teams should just start selling? Well, the Titans have already started selling, so they might as well turn that fire sale up.
They turn this up.
Um, get that fire sale going. Let's see. I don't think. I mean, I don't know. The 49ers. I mean, all the teams that are winning right now and up, they don't really need to be so. I would say buyers.
Right.
I also feel like the Bills need to be buyers. The
Hmm.
Bills need to go. No, yeah, they need to be buyers. They need to go call. They need to call up the Titans so they can get another key player. Like DeAndre Hopkins is available. Folks is calling about Jerry Judy. Like the Broncos need to sell because I don't know the Broncos. I don't know what they're doing over there.
Interesting.
They
Yeah,
need to chalk that up.
Interesting.
That experiment
Jerry
failed.
got to go.
Uh,
Ah, man.
um, they got it. Like I feel like the Bills. It's getting tired. Like the Bills. It's easy to read the Bills because it's like Diggs, not Diggs. Josh Allen's going to do something backyard football to win the game. And if we can stop that, what do they have? They don't have nothing. They don't have nothing.
That's fair.
They need to do. They need to go out and get another key receiver, another good receiver. I know they still have Gabe Davis as a deep threat, but he's a player that come out and give you 100 yards one game and then come back out again and give you 20 yards next game.
It's because of
It
who's his quarterback? Like,
Right.
he
Who
needs a
is
It is
quarterback.
it is that, but it's still like he doesn't. If that's the case, how the quarterback is. Everyone sees Josh Allen. Everyone sees that he needs a trust factor. He doesn't have that trust factor with Gabe Davis, the same as Stephon Diggs. I understand they're two different caliber players. Don't get me
yeah.
wrong. I'm not going to sit here and try and compare Gabe Davis to
Right.
Stephon Diggs. But
Right.
I need to compare. But Josh Allen needs somebody as close to as reliable as he has with Stephon Diggs. He needs a reliability, not as so much talent, but somewhere you can go. So, like Stephon Diggs double coverage, I can comfortably throw to my slot receiver. Whether they go get Jerry Judy, boom, you get Jerry Judy, boom, knock, pass, pass, pass. Like he can give you those 4 to 8 catches a game, and in between those sticks, and do all of that for you.
Mm.
while you still have Stephon Diggs, the big that your superstar, or you can go out here and get you can get an aged DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, he's still there. People gonna still give him the respect that he deserves, even though he's
Right.
coming up on age. But they're still gonna show him that respect because it's still DeAndre Hopkins, and that's still another reliable target you can go to consistently. And that's why I feel like the Bills need to be buyers.
Hmm.
Uh,
I got a
you know
team.
what the Chargers. The Chargers, they can they trade the defensive coordinator for another defensive coordinator? Can they do
No,
that? Because like some gotta give, bro. Because it's like you get all this talent. You looking at all this talent. Khalil Mack
it's
looking at Joey Bosa. Joey Bosa looking at Darwin James, and they looking like,
crazy. Really,
what we doing?
on paper, it's just phenomenal. But then the results themselves.
And then you Justin Herbert looking at himself like, bro, honestly, what else can I do besides
Right.
trying to outscore them? And I can't do that when for some reason if we play even a semi good defense, they get one stop, that could be game for them. So it's just like, I'm tired, boss. I'm tired.
Hey,
Get him a defensive coordinator.
he's tired. Listen, Kendrick,
I
I
got
think that's great points you made.
Kendrick made
Tyree,
a lot of great points. Yeah, I got a team I want to throw into that bias category too because what Kendrick was pretty much saying about the Bills and like how they're kind of like tired now and they're pretty much at the point where it's like, all right, what's the next step? Like what can we do to separate ourselves even more now from what we are? Because it's kind of looking like they peaked right now.
right.
So, and another team that even though they're nowhere near the caliber as the Bills, the Minnesota Vikings, and I say that because they've got the talent as far as Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, who's really coming onto the scene, is shown to be a really good receiver. T.J. Hawkinson, Kirk Cousins just won you a Monday Night Football game against the Niners. Like, if if he can
After
keep playing
1
like that, who
p.m.,
knows what can happen?
he played after 1 o'clock and won.
I'm saying, against the Niners. So it's like,
Kirk
no,
Cousins it's
it,
always been a fluctuating with Kirk Cousins standing as a quarterback.
and this is a problem because like even like like throughout the years, like when they had like Stephon Diggs and Thielen and stuff like that, when they had Dalvin Cook, it was like they were good, but it was like they were never able to get over that hump.
That's true.
So, and at the position they at now, their defense isn't what it was. Like it's not like what it was like before. It's not what it used to be. They're good at stopping a run here or there, but they're still mediocre.
That's true.
The only other thing I can really see them doing is upgrading that running back position because Andre Matt or whatever Madison, he's not it. And Cam Akers showed a little bit of flashes on Monday against the Niners, but he's not it right now either. I know they traded for him and whatnot, hoping he's like no. I think they need to go out and figure out a way to go and trade for Derrick Henry. Because like y'all said, like we're saying, the
Hmm.
Tennessee Titans they selling right now. They going in full rebuild mode. I don't think even though he might be hurt, I don't think Tannehill's starting their next game. I think they're
Hmm.
throwing Will Levis in there. Um, I I don't see why the Minnesota Vikings wouldn't go after a guy like Derrick Henry that kind of gives you what Dalvin Cook used to give you a strong back, a guy that can get 2 yards after contact. And you got weapons on the outside to the point where you don't have to utilize them as much. You got a Hawkinson, you got Justin Jefferson when he comes back from injury. You got Jordan Addison, who's going to be a really good player, it seems like, and KJ Osborne as well. So it's like you got weapons on the outside to make things easier and to make Derrick Henry fit into that offense. Then at that point, it's just tightening up that defense. So I think the Vikings could be another team we talking about in the NFC North being one of the top NFC teams. Look like you had something to say though, Kendrick. What's good?
The only thing I do have to say is I don't know we should be saying Justin Jefferson's still going to be there because he does have that hamstring injury. But however, a bigger problem is he does not have a new contract.
Mm,
Mm,
okay.
that's
As
And if you're not going to talk money to him, he not gonna put that uniform back on, and he's gonna look at y'all and be like,
I
"Yeah,
yeah.
my hamstring really bothering me. My I'm still sore. I can't run that slant route. I can't do no more. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's a dangerous game. He won his money. He earned it. He earned it. All pro,
Right.
all offensive player of the year.
But look at
You
it though.
know,
Look at
deal
it
with it.
though. Look at it though. You bring in King Henry, even though he's been up and down a little bit. He hasn't been like his 2020 show. You bring in a King Henry, a guy that's decorated him and running back in his caliber, like, yo, look, we got another weapon that like, we trying to help you out. We try to get shit set. We try to talk to Kurt and to get him going on a Monday night and Sunday night and Thursday night football games. We try to work with you. Like, what's good? You think he's gonna turn that down? With all the talent that they got offensively?
Listen, I mean, if they start winning more games, he'll change. He might have a change of attitude. But they need to win next week. They need to win the following week. Kirk Cousins still needs to play at that high level,
Mm-hmm. But look at it
and
though.
that and
They still in good position though because they only like 2 games behind the Lions, and the Lions just got whooped. The Lions just got smacked on, and I know they're dealing with injuries and stuff too. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown was out that game, and David Montgomery, of course. But I still think I'm pretty high on the Lions too. But I still think that division is up for grabs. Like I still think that they competition worthy, and they still should be looking at that like, yo, we could be up there. Of course, not having Jettis is gonna hurt, but like they they got a lot of upside. They shouldn't be as bad as they are. That's all I'm. That's pretty much what I'm getting at. They shouldn't be as bad as they are considering the talent that they got. But I think getting a guy like Derrick Henry, bro, that's like it's offensively. I'm saying that solidifies them. Like that can be something crazy for real.
Okay. I don't disagree with not anything you said, Kyrie, especially
And
some of the
I had one more player I wanted to throw out there too, just because I hate watching him struggle. I hate watching him play so bad and not get the snaps and not get the activity out there. And that's T Higgins from the Bengals, yo.
oh man,
He's been hurt. He's been dealing with a rib injury. Joe Burrow was hurt the first couple of games dealing with the calf. He probably still is, but we don't know because he likes to tough it out and he's gonna play regardless because he just got
right.
that break. So, but yo, I seen a nickname go on social media, yo. They calling him T Coy now. Like
Social media,
he's pretty much Jamar Chase's decoy for real.
social media.
And he's not like they just don't really get him involved in the offense. When he's out there, he had one good game this season, but outside of that, it's been duds. He had like a 2 for 8 or an 0 for 8 game as far as targets go. And I think it's just time for him for a new scenery. I think the Bengals need to look elsewhere for another a second option at wide receiver. I can't really. I've been trying to thinking about it this whole time, but I can't really see where I could see T going. Maybe
Bills,
Baltimore. The
Bills.
Bills will be tough. The Bills will be tough. I like that. I'm still thinking Baltimore though, because I still feel like maybe the Bills.
Maybe the Bills.
Maybe the Bills.
Okay,
I like that. I like that.
okay, all right. I'm gonna sway it to Johnny. We're gonna end it over, Johnny. Listen, what NFL franchises you're looking to buy or sell? Because Kendrick and Kyrie had some great takes. So Chris back on. Go ahead, Johnny. Then swing it to Chris.
Well, yeah, for sure. I actually want to piggyback off a couple of teams that Kendrick said, and I think one team that Kyrie said, like, bro, y'all are right. Like, these are probably the aforementioned teams are the teams that are probably looking to rebuild, blow up, or just move on for the future, or just get pieces that might just benefit them, like whether it be change of scenery for the players, or maybe they're just trying to rebuild like the Titans or whatever. But like, I mean, shoot, man, we're talking receivers and whatever. It's like two quarterbacks that have caught my eye this year that I feel like can benefit from targets such as a T Higgins, such as a Jerry Judy. Shoot, man, Cortland Sutton. So one of my trade proposals will be for any of those receivers to go to the Texans. They have a quarterback down there that
CJ
can
Stroud,
throw the football. They
nice.
got a quarterback that can throw the football. Hey, Kendrick, you right. Jerry Judy. Kyrie, you right. T. Higgins might need to change the scenery. Cortland Sutton might need to change the scenery. Houston is calling, guys. You need a quarterback. It looked like they might got something down there. So I feel like C.J. Stroud could really benefit from veteran quarterback, DeAndre Hopkins, whatever, if that's doable, whatever. But even still, it's just a simple point is that I feel like the Texans have
He ain't
showed.
going back to Houston, bro.
Shoot,
He
man,
not going back to Houston, bro.
if that's doable, right? If that's doable,
No,
but
I see what you're saying,
the
bro.
point, yeah, might have went too far with that one, right? But the point still is long. I think I think the owner's still there, so he ain't messing with that. But the points still stay the same. Over there. I mean, Houston's looking good if you're a receiver. That hasn't been there before, but that's one spot. There's another quarterback that's also caught my eye that I think can benefit as well. I like Jordan Love. I like Jordan Love, how he's been coming along. I had mentioned this in the segment before. This is what happens when you actually groom a quarterback. A lot of quarterbacks over the past couple of years have been thrown to the fire, and some have hit the ground running. And I feel like Jordan Love is one of those prospects that are is from like an old school set. Like they brought this kid in and built him, and basically he's showing what he can do now. And I feel like he deserves a weapon. I like Zach Ertz, guys. Two
Okay.
reasons. Number one, Green Bay has already been inquiring about Zach Ertz since he was a Philadelphia Eagle. They've always liked him. They've always gave us offers to him. We just always said no. Zach Ertz is with Arizona playing alongside Trey McBride in a rebuilding franchise. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't mind moving.
He's
And
on
why not?
IR though.
Is he what? Oh,
He's on
McBride's.
IR though, Zach Ertz.
Oh, okay, well, shoot, man. Does he even still? At this point, I don't even know if Zach even still wants to even be there. At this point, seeing where the
Okay.
franchise is headed, why not go to a franchise? Why not go to a team where you're obviously going to get more targets? You're obviously going to be, if not the number one option, the number two. I'm thinking 1A, 1B, if not 1A option. And at the same time, like just boost up your name. Just get some targets. You know what I'm saying? But it's like those are the couple of proposals that I've offered that actually kind of could make some sense. I'm gonna hit you guys in the head with this one, and you can hang me if you want to. Like I said, I'm just an analyst, not an advocate. I like Derrick Henry. I believe that Derrick Henry should move on too. Minnesota Vikings is an excellent team. I didn't even think about that because before that, I was gonna say Tampa Bay. I like those guys, man. I'm not gonna
They
lie.
not doing nothing with Baker Mayfield.
They've been feisty this year. They just happen to be the worst rushing team in the NFL. But that can change, which makes sense. You bring over a guy that can rush. Other than their running game, look up the stats, guys. These guys, Baker is throwing heat. Mike Evans is still showing he can play. Chris Godwin is still around. That defense is still there. They just need a running back. I feel
That's the thing though.
in that division, you can take that division.
Okay.
But see, Mike Evans don't got a contract neither. He even going around in trade talks right now. So who's
Yeah,
even to say?
that made me mad. They didn't do that deal in the summertime. That made me
Nah,
mad about that.
facts. I don't think they should let him go. Him and Baker
Derrick
seem
Henry to
is
the Derrick Henry to the Bucks will stay.
hell yeah. It'd be just like Jenna's in that contract where I'm like, yo, look what we got for you. Like, what you gonna do?
But yeah, those
So,
are my trade proposals, guys. Either ways, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Real quick sidebar. I do personally believe that the 49ers, even though they're our rival outside the division, I'm not gonna lie, they could use another weapon. I like McCole Hartman. I think he fits into that style of play because of the style of player that he is and how he's used. I feel like the 49ers will be able to plug him into their offense real quick, taking off pressure from Christian McCaffrey. But
and he just go
wishful
back.
thinking. I like him.
Okay.
Ain't Hartman just go back to the Chiefs?
Yeah, he
He
went
went
back to
back.
the Chiefs.
Bro, I like wishful thinking, like I said, but I feel like McCaffrey's getting like the wear and tear is coming down on him. They need another weapon alongside IU and those other guys, but I feel like McCole Hartman because of his play style. And Debo, bro, another year where he's hurt, guys. He's up and down.
Yep.
Wishful thinking, though.
Listen,
But those are
look,
my trade proposals. Not bad.
listen.
I
You
really like the
you
Texans, John, bro. I think they should be mine
Yeah,
in
bro.
my
If you're a receiver, Houston's the place to call.
hell yeah. I fuck with that.
All right.
listen.
Go ahead,
Hold
Kendrick.
on. Before that. Listen. You keep bringing up this 49ers and weapons. You know what they need though? You know what they really need? Can they not get a plug-in quarterback? Can they actually get a quarterback? That's all they need.
Purdy ain't
If
looking
they
too
stop with these
purdy.
plug
Ah,
they stop because he's a plug-in quarterback. Like people overhyping it. He's a plug-in quarterback, bro. You throw the ball 5 yards on that team, anybody will make you look like the best quarterback, bro. I'm throwing 5 yards to George Kittle. He done turned it to a 45-yard game.
But this is my thing with him though. He underutilizes Kittle in a lot of ways. The game that Debo when Christian McCaffrey went out, Kittle had one reception for 1 yard. Like, why is he not getting the ball? Why are you not feeding him?
Are you kidding me?
I'm pretty sure bro, because I have him in fantasy. I will
That's
double check, but he had
insane.
one reception for 1 yard. Yes, and Debo and Christian McCaffrey was gone. So I
Well,
see
no
what you're saying.
wonder. Yeah, when they
Shows some.
overfed him against the Cowboys, they got him back for it. They overfed him against the Cowboys. He scored three, I think.
He did, yeah. But they only went to him on those. They only went to him when they was in the red zone, though. Literally only in the red zone. That's the only time they went to him. His 3 catches was them touchdowns.
Guys, all right, I'm gonna swing it to Chris so we can end it off on the episode. Go ahead, Chris. What teams, what NFL franchises are you looking to buy, and then you looking to sell, and why? Murray, you just don't know
I mean,
what you're
if you
getting.
get rid of everything around him, yeah, he gotta go, yo. Like, what
They
y'all
just paid him.
who we gonna be throwing to? He gonna be running for his life out there.
Panthers just need a wide receiver. Well, it's the NFC South, bro. You NFC South.
Out there
You don't gotta make
wilding.
that many adjustments to take that division.
That's because Thielen not supposed to be your number 1 option. Like, that's all it is. Terrace Marshall nowhere to be found for real.
Jerry Judy,
Listen, I would say
They
Hop,
say should have been
Hopkins.
off.
they could draft Marvin Harrison, but the Bears got that pick, so
Oh yeah, for sure. And speaking of the Bears, yeah, you're right. I agree with that because get Darren Mooney. I've been liked him before this season started. I like Darren Mooney. Send him to like a team that throws the football. Send him to the Chargers or somebody like that. Get him out of here. Get him off the Bears and get him on a team that throws the football because he's tough. I would love to see what Justin Herbert do with him. Wishful thinking.
All right. Ain't perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Josh Jacobs gotta go, Chris. Josh Jacobs gotta go.
I was thinking that, and I want to make you mad though, Chris. I was thinking.
Yeah,
Literally, you can hear it.
he just he'll be stuck.
Yeah, I don't know why Hunter Renfro just fell off the face of the earth like that. I don't know what happened to bro.
but they don't throw him the
I
ball. They
love
are
that
looking for
name
trades for
drop.
him though.
What happened?
First of all, you got Jimmy G as your quarterback,
Josh McDaniels.
a hooper.
What
He was
was
the next
what was
Cole Beasley.
Me, me.
what was
Yo,
the
for real.
Chris? I thought he was a phenomenal quarterback. You don't think so?
He said he's me. No. We're
That
not. See, wrap it up. Wrap it up before he keeps going.
I think Chris got nothing else. Does anyone else got anything else for the end of this episode, man? Kendrick,
Go
Kyrie.
ahead, you be nice to my team.
All right. Well,
Oh God.
I know don't worry, Johnny. He's just upset because his franchise is trash. His semi franchise is trash. The Nuggets fan.
You know
That way.
what? I'm out of here, man. I
But
ain't
yeah,
even trying to hear all that.
go ahead.
Love you,
He don't
Kendrick.
start. Let's start it.
Oh
I ain't
God.
trying to hear this negativity, man.
Yeah, that's fair. But we're not the president. So with that being said, let's end off. No, I said we're stuck in the present. We're not worried about. We'll catch up in terms of the
We'll give it a time. The play in tournament.
with
Okay.
I hope we finish 12th.
that being
End
said,
this. Cut it off. Cut it off. Cut it off. Cut it off.
no one cares.
Ah!
No one cares.
Did anybody expect anything else
Shut
from
up.
this
All right,
Shut
let's
up.
listen.
Cut it.
All right,
Cut
with
it
that
now.
being
Cut it now. Cut it.
Johnny, all right, we're gonna end off episode 135. I hope you guys enjoyed the last bit of the banter. Before we ended off the episode, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode as much as we enjoyed recording this episode. Thanks a lot for the support. I'm talking about it. Kyrie said we got a shout out to 150 subscribers. We think about 3 weeks ago we was at like 130. So you guys are tuning in. We appreciate that. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let us know good or bad, whatever feedback. We will all take it in. We strive to improve ourselves episode in, episode out. You can follow us on all streaming platforms. I'm talking about Apple, Spotify, iHeart, whatever social media, whatever platforms out there, we're on it. Google Podcasts, check us out. With that being said, have a great day, everyone. Stay tuned for the next couple episodes, the baseball and basketball episode in the work. Be tuned, be subscribed, and you'll be the first to know.
Go Birds.
Go Birds, go Sixers.